Hi, many of you probably have heard me or heard from Juan that we're trying to put a doubles shootout series together, and we're still working on it. Things aren't going as quickly as I would like, but that's obviously the economy's tough, and finding backing to do this basically. My whole thought with it is, let's say it's a series of 10 events. Maybe the first nine are round robin format, and the 10th event you actually have to qualify for it via the first 9 events. The one difference I would make to a typical point system is, out of those first 9 events, maybe you have to compete in 5 or 6 of those events, a certain percentage, to be able to qualify for the 10th event. And the reason I'd like to do it that way is this: if all 9 events counted towards the points, you get, in the 10th event, you wouldn't necessarily have the best teams, but the teams that competed in all the events and collected the points. So my thinking on it is, make the points very heavily weighted towards the winners, and if you do it that way, you don't have to compete in every event. With the economy tough, I don't think people necessarily want to play in every event. And that way you get the best teams in the 10th event. And, in the 10th event, what I ideally would like to be able to do is find some backing, basically some sponsorship so we can pay out money in that last event and, really kind of make it a special thing. The other thing that having been around racquetball now for longer than I'd like to admit, I don't ever really think that sponsors of racquetball events have ever really gotten a true bang for the buck, in a sense. I really think that we need to, any of the sponsors should be allowed to come into the clubs and display their product, and, if they have somebody to sell the product, all the better. It's a way to, give thanks to them. We all say thank you, great, you sent me all this stuff, but thank you, and that's it. And, I think they need to get some benefit out of it. Ideally, what I would love to be able to find is a sponsor, like, say, maybe a restaurant chain, or, maybe it's Home Depot, a hardware store or something like that, that is all over Southern California, because, we've got players coming from, Victorville to San Diego to Ventura. We got people coming from all over the place. And the reason let's just use restaurant as the example. Maybe if we could find a restaurant that would be the sponsor of the entire event, we don't really need any food, anything from them until the last event. In that last event, we would pay out cash coming from the sponsor. Now, what we're willing to do for that, though, is if maybe let's say it's a restaurant again, can give us some sort of a coupon for 5 or 10% off to any of their restaurants, so all of our participants can go to their local restaurant and get some sort of benefit, in turn bringing that company some benefit as well. And the other thing we could do via my website and Twitter is, we've got an event sponsors tab on my website. Obviously, this company would be on that event sponsors tab. Is maybe every other week or something like that, we could run an update basically saying, hey, check out our sponsors. Without their backing, we couldn't put on these great events. If anybody knows of anybody, maybe tied into a major restaurant chain or something like that, that would be awesome. I'm definitely open to any suggestions. I'd love to know your thoughts, and if you could let me know, thank you.